morning. Hope you guys are having an amazing morning. I'm on the road again. I just am having a really hard time getting to my desk, so I appreciate you guys being understanding and coming along for the rides because this Christmas season has just been so hectic with people out of town visiting. I'm trying to keep the camera super steady. But I wanted to end the year with a solid year-end review of books because that's one of my favorite videos of the year. We love a good book, and you guys know that. And this year I read 30 new books. Well, I'm almost done with my 31st new book. And I say new book because I did a lot of rereads this year. You guys might be like, 30 books, that's not a lot for Lauren. Well, that's because of the fact that I reread a lot of books this year. I don't know if it was nostalgia, I'm not sure why, but I was in the mood to reread some books. And I don't count those necessarily. I've probably read 50 to 60 books counting new books and rereads. But just new reads, I'm about to finish A Court of Thorns and Roses. Very, very good. I joined a Facebook group called the Bitchy Bookworm. One of my cousins suggested the Facebook group to me, and I found this book there that's a series, 4 or 5 book series. I can't remember. But I started it, I'm like 70% through the first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, I believe it's called. Highly recommend if you are looking for a fantasy book. I would say it probably falls into the young adult category, but very good. So, of the 31 books that I read this year, the 31 new books, I wanted to touch on some of my favorites. If you guys remember at the beginning of the year, I was really, really into historical fiction. We did Beneath the Scarlet Sky, Tattooist of Auschwitz, Silka's Journey. We read some really great historical fiction at the beginning of 2021. I couldn't get enough of it. My hands were full of historical fiction. And I really highly recommend those 3 specifically. Beneath the Scarlet Sky was incredible. Like Pinot's journey, it was just amazing, and it's based on a true story. I say based on a true story because obviously it can't be 100% correct. The author did talk to Pinot a good bit, but they say loosely based on a true story, and I really, really, really enjoyed that book. It was nice to see an Italian gentleman, his take on what was going on in Italy during the Second World War. And I really just thoroughly enjoyed even the ending, which made me cry so hard when his lady friends died. And there was nothing that he could really do about it, but it was still really sad. And so yeah, loved Beneath the Scarlet Sky. Of the historical fiction that I read this year, I think that was probably my favorite. As you guys know, I also read a good bit of thrillers, especially here recently. We did Local Girl Missing, we did Last Seen Alive, we did The Last Miss Parrish, The Wife Who Knew Too Much. We did lots of those, and honestly, The Last Miss Parrish is really the thriller that stuck with me the most. I apologize, I am fighting a cold. If I wasn't sick, you guys wouldn't know what to do. Because it seems like, especially here this fall and winter, I've just been fighting a cold after a flu after another cold. I think it's because we're just getting out again after quarantining for so long. But, excuse me, sorry. The Last Miss Parrish, absolutely fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. And that one's a Liv Constantine, who, shout out to Liv Constantine, because she showed me some love on TikTok when I did a review of her book. And you gotta love authors who love their fans and you know, show them some kindness when they review their stuff. And so as far as fantasy goes, or yeah, I guess fantasy would be the word. You guys remember we read the Beautiful series, or at least the 2 books that are out so far, and really, really enjoyed those. The Beautiful and the Damned, just phenomenal. We also read the Crave series this year. We're waiting on that 4th book. That one was amazing as well. You guys, we read some absolutely awesome books this year. This has got to be one of my, while I only read 30 instead of my usual, say, 50, I feel like the quality of what I read this year was really, really good. I took a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for? Recommendations this year. I joined some book recommendation groups. I did some research on Goodreads and found just some really awesome stuff. And I feel like the quality of the 30 books that I read this year was just top notch. I don't think I really read anything. Ooh, The Survivors. That one was a recommendation from one of my cousins. That one was phenomenal. Remember when we read that one back in the summer? I could go on and on. I read some great books. I don't think that there was a book that I didn't care for this year that I read. You guys know usually there's a book that I'm like, oh, I didn't really care for that. I believe last year it was My Dark Vanessa. I honestly don't think I have a book that I did not care for. So, shout out to 2021. It was a phenomenal year of reading. And I hope you guys have an incredible new year. It's coming up so quickly. And I hope that you have a great 2022 and read lots of amazing books. Let me know what you read, what you love, what you can't put down, because I've got a stack of books on my Kindle that I can't wait to read next year. Love you guys and Happy New Year.